Spider-Man vanished in the middle of a battle, and no one knew where he went. The Avengers searched every planet, every realm, but not the Forbidden Sector. That's where the alien hive took him, not to kill him, but to use him. And when they arrived to rescue him, they found Wolverine already there. Not in chains, not injured, but standing with the aliens. "You don't understand," Wolverine growled. "They didn't kidnap Peter. They saved him. And they're the only ones who can stop what's coming. Now Earth's heroes must decide who really betrayed them." The sky above Manhattan cracked like glass. 1 second, Peter Parker was swinging through the skyline with the rest of the Avengers below him. The next, he was gone. No smoke, no boom, no warning. One blink, and the web he was clinging to snapped in midair like the line had been erased from reality. Iron Man cursed. Strange's eyes widened. Thor scanned the sky. Everyone froze. "Where is he?" Stark barked into the comms. No response. Peter's line went dead. Not jammed, empty. Inside the hive, everything was moving. Not crawling, moving like breath. The walls pulsed like lungs. The floor was soft, alive, sticky but cold. Peter lay in the center, tangled in webs that weren't his own. They shimmered faintly, pulsing with veins of alien green and deep void black. He tried to move. Nothing. Then something blinked. Not a creature, not a monster. A child. An alien child. Its eyes were wide and glowing, no mouth, no nose. Just a smooth face with ridges that looked like spider legs branching out from the center of its forehead. It tilted its head, studying Peter like a problem. "You're not supposed to be awake yet," it whispered, not with sound, but directly into his mind. Peter struggled harder. "Where am I?" The alien reached out and touched his shoulder. The webbing released slightly. Peter gasped as energy flooded his body. His powers were gone, replaced by something colder, faster. It was like a second nervous system had plugged into him. Every muscle twitched with foreign strength. "You're the last one," the child said. "You're not supposed to remember, but you do." Peter's breath caught. "What do I remember?" "Everything." The wall behind the child split open, revealing a silhouette. Boots hit the floor first. Then claws glinted in the low light. The shape stepped forward, and Peter's eyes widened. Logan. Wolverine stood in full shadow, face grim, arms crossed. "Not a rescue kid," he said. "Don't freak out." Peter jerked at the webbing. "You're with them? They saved your life." Peter blinked, heart pounding. "You mean they kidnapped me? From the middle of a mission? From Earth?" "No," Logan said, stepping closer. "They pulled you out before it triggered. You were about to light up the sky with something nobody on Earth could survive." Peter looked down at his own chest. It was glowing faintly now, right under the skin. Not his suit, not tech. His body, his blood. "What the hell is happening to me?" Peter muttered. The alien child stepped forward, placing a hand on Peter's heart. "You're not just Spider-Man. You're the last echo of something we buried a long time ago." Peter stared. Echo of what? The hive shook slightly. Something above growled, not from a mouth, but from the sky itself. "They're coming," Wolverine said. "You need to understand before they find you." Back on Earth, Stark hovered over a grid of energy readings, watching the replay frame by frame. Peter disappeared exactly 0.6 seconds before a spike in cosmic radiation. Strange examined the space left behind. It was like Peter had been overwritten, not taken. "Someone removed him surgically," Strange whispered. "And not with any magic, I know." "Then it's tech?" Natasha asked. "Worse," Strange said. "It's instinct. Something that knew exactly where and when to pull." Carol Danvers appeared above the battlefield, fists glowing. "I tracked his signal off-world, deep space, but it's not moving. That means he's either trapped or part of something." They all looked up. Back in the hive, Peter slowly stood as the webbing released him. The alien child walked beside him, hand still lightly pressed to his arm, like it was guiding him through memory. The walls changed as they moved. They didn't open, they responded. Each step forward revealed flashes of history in the organic light. Peter saw images in the hive, creatures like himself, swinging through alien cities, crawling on black suns, standing over destroyed planets. "What is this?" he asked, voice shaking. The child looked up at him. "These were the others. You're the last, the only one that stayed hidden." Peter's legs buckled. He clutched the wall. "I'm not," he stammered. "I'm not one of you." "You were made," the child said calmly. "Not by us, but by what came after. A mutation built to contain our failure." Wolverine's voice cut in. "Peter, they didn't build you to be a hero. They built you to be a vault." "A vault for what?" The walls shook again. Something was banging on the edge of the hive. Outside, far off, but real. The alien child trembled. "The reclaimer. It's found him." Peter backed away, fists clenched. "Let it come. I've fought gods, symbiotes, demons." Wolverine stepped in front of him. "This ain't one of those, kid. You still haven't told me why you're here," Peter snapped. Logan's eyes were tired, dark. "Because I've seen this before. A century ago. Mutants disappearing. Not killed, extracted. Studied. It all led back to one place. This hive. I came hunting answers. And I found out I wasn't the weapon they wanted." Peter's voice dropped. "They wanted me. You were never supposed to wake up," Logan said. "But now that you have." The floor beneath them cracked open like a mouth. A beam of black light shot through the ceiling of the hive, piercing through dimensions, splitting stars along its path. And Peter Parker, Spider-Man, heard a voice whisper his name in a tone that burned his soul. Not the alien child, not Logan, not anyone from Earth. It was something older, something that had been waiting for Peter to open, waiting for the vault to unlock. The beam didn't fade. It carved the sky open like a wound. From deep space, the signal ripped through layers of reality, visible from Earth as a black ray splitting clouds above Manhattan. Stark's satellites picked it up instantly. Strange saw it from a sanctum, whispering words he hadn't spoken since the fall of Titan. Carol stopped mid-flight, staring upward at something she had never felt before, fear. "Peter," she whispered, "what did they do to you?" In the hive, Peter's body glowed brighter, veins etched with pulsing alien light. The child screamed, a soundless cry that shook the chamber. "It's reading him," the child said. "The reclaimer has found the key." "Then shut it down." Wolverine roared, slashing at the fleshy wall. His claws sank into the living structure, but instead of tearing, the tissue reformed instantly, like it wanted to stay whole. The hive was alive and protecting Peter. Peter clutched his head as a storm of memories flooded his mind. Worlds collapsing, experiments gone wrong, children born from code and blood, galaxies sterilized to erase what they called genetic blasphemy. He saw faces that looked like his, all wearing masks, all dying the same way, burnt from the inside. "What am I?" he gasped. "You're what's left," the alien child whispered. "You're not a mistake, you're the backup." "Backup for what?" The child didn't answer. It pointed upward as the roof began to melt, revealing stars twisting into spirals. A vast shape loomed beyond them, too large to see, but real enough to warp gravity around it. The reclaimer was here. "Move!" Wolverine shouted, dragging Peter behind a pulsing rib of the hive. The alien child pressed its palms to the wall, chanting in an unknown tongue. Symbols flared, glowing blue sigils spinning around Peter's chest. The light dimmed. The pain stopped. For a moment, silence returned. Then something spoke. A voice that didn't echo through the room. It echoed through every cell in their bodies. "Return what was taken," it said. Peter froze. The words weren't directed at the aliens. They were meant for him. "You hear that too?" Wolverine whispered. Peter nodded. His eyes glowed faintly. "It's in my head." "You're not hearing it," the child said. "It's accessing you." Peter stumbled backward. "Accessing what?" "The memory vault. The archive. You are carrying the origin of everything we destroyed." The reclaimer's presence pressed closer. The hive shook, its walls darkening. Light sucked out of every crevice. From space, satellites showed the massive creature, a living fractal, folding in and out of dimensions. Each motion shredded energy readings beyond comprehension. Every second it grew closer to Earth. Back on the Avengers ship, Stark's armor locked onto the energy field. "Whatever this is, it's not a ship. It's rewriting physics," he said. "If it reaches Earth, the planet's done." Carol crossed her arms. "Then we go stop it." Thor slammed Mjolnir onto the deck. "And if Wolverine stands in our way, then we deal with him," Stark finished coldly. They launched. Back in the hive, the walls began collapsing. Peter fell to his knees, overwhelmed. His spider sense, his lifeline, was going insane, not warning of danger, but begging him to stop existing. His powers weren't protecting him. They were reacting to something inside him. "Logan," he croaked, "if I lose control, don't let me hurt anyone." "Kid," Wolverine said, kneeling beside him, voice gravel and grief. "I've killed gods, demons, machines, but you're something else. You don't need me to stop you." The alien child turned toward them, glowing brighter, its form flickering between physical and energy. "He's becoming what we feared. The Reclaimer's code is overriding his mind." Peter screamed as the hive injected light into his spine. Memories resurfaced that weren't his, a laboratory. Scientists chanting coordinates, a voice saying, "If the hybrid awakens, Earth will be undone." And then a woman's face, one he didn't know, whispering, "Peter, you were never supposed to find the web." The Reclaimer's energy tore through the hive ceiling. Its tendrils, long streams of pure anti-light, reached inside, searching. One brushed against Wolverine's arm. The skin under his adamantium healed instantly, and then began to melt. Logan howled, stabbing his claws into the ground. "It's eating regeneration." The alien child extended its hands. "Stay behind me." A shield of green energy flared, wrapping around them as the tendril retreated. The Reclaimer paused. It was learning. Peter staggered up. "If it wants me, it can have me." "You don't get it," Logan growled. "That thing isn't after you. It's after whatever's inside you." Peter's eyes widened as realization hit. "It's after the code." The child nodded. "You carry the imprint of our ancestors. You are the seed that can recreate us. So I'm a weapon. You're a species." A silence heavier than death filled the room. Peter clenched his fists. "Then maybe I can fight like one." He ripped off the remnants of his mask. The alien symbols along his neck pulsed, spreading down his arms. His suit responded, nanotech merging with the living web around him, forming a new armor, part metal, part organism. The hive resonated with his heartbeat, sinking to him like it was obeying. Wolverine stepped back. "You're turning into one of them." Peter smirked faintly, his voice distorted. "Maybe that's what it takes." Outside, the Avengers ship arrived, blinding thrusters cutting through the void. They opened fire. Energy blasts struck the Reclaimer's body, exploding in bursts of light, but nothing pierced it. Instead, the creature began copying their attacks. One pulse of dark energy sent Iron Man's systems crashing, Carol spinning off course, and Thor flung into the void. Inside the hive, Peter felt every blast like heartbeats. "They're here," he said quietly. "Then go," Wolverine replied. "But you'll have to choose, them or the hive." Peter's new armor shimmered. "Maybe I can save both." He shot a web line upward, but it wasn't web. It was pure energy. It latched onto the Reclaimer's tendril and pulled him through the collapsing ceiling, launching him into space. His body burned with power as the void opened around him. From Stark's ship, a hologram flared. "Is that?" Carol started. "Yeah," Stark said, voice shaking. "That's Parker." Peter hung between Earth and the Reclaimer, glowing brighter than both. The alien child's voice echoed in his head. "You were made to contain it, not destroy it." Peter clenched his fists. "Then I'll rewrite the rules." The Reclaimer turned, its vast form rotating like a planet shifting orbit. One enormous eye opened in the void, staring directly at him. The space around Peter shattered, fracturing light like broken mirrors. "You are not permitted," it said. Peter fired his webs, thousands of luminous threads, each connecting to a different star, a different dimension. His web spread like a constellation map, binding fragments of time together. The Reclaimer roared, lashing out, but the web held. For one instant, every hero on Earth looked up and saw the sky filled with light, a web across the stars, glowing in red and blue, holding the void apart. In the hive, Wolverine closed his eyes, whispering, "You did it, kid." Then the light snapped. Everything went dark. The stars weren't stars anymore. From Earth, the night sky was split by a ghostly afterimage, faint threads of light still floating like echoes of Spider-Man's cosmic web. The Reclaimer had vanished, but so had Peter. No explosion, no remains, just silence. Inside the collapsing hive, Wolverine stood over the alien child, both bathed in the aftermath of something the universe shouldn't have survived. The air was thin, the walls bled starlight, and still no one spoke, until the child whispered. He crossed the axis. Wolverine clenched his jaw, meaning he's between, not dead, not living. He's where memory waits. Logan stepped forward. "Then I'm going after him." "You can't," the child replied. "You weren't built for it." Logan stared at it, claws half raised. "You think I haven't torn through worse to find someone? You misunderstand," the child said gently. "This isn't a place you fight through. It's a place you remember through." Before Logan could respond, his body seized. Pain like molten metal screamed through his bones. Images surged, not from now, but from over 100 years ago. Faces he'd forgotten, labs buried in cold steel, names he never spoke, and one phrase that returned like poison: Seedfall Protocol. Wolverine dropped to one knee, claws embedded in the high floor. "You lied," he hissed at the child. "You said I wasn't one of the weapons." "You're not," it said. "You're one of the carriers." Then everything around them shifted, not like a teleport, like falling through history. Suddenly, Logan stood in a laboratory that hadn't existed in over a century. Glass walls, sterile lights, doctors in white coats moving like ghosts. At the center, a chamber containing a teenage boy. Brown hair, slim build, sleeping peacefully. Peter Parker, but younger, smaller. Before the bite, before the powers. He was never bitten, the child's voice echoed. He was born coded. Wolverine turned slowly. "What the hell is this?" "This is your memory," it said. "You were there when the seedfall began. You don't remember, but we do." The memory fractured again. This time, Peter stood over a city burning with green fire. Not Earth, but a world like it. People running, alien creatures collapsing. In the sky, a shape like the Reclaimer, but darker, hungrier. Peter raised his hand and it glowed. A web shot out not from tech, but from genetic instinct. And with that web, he pulled the planet back from collapse. He was tested, the child said. Many times, many worlds. All failed, except him. Wolverine growled. "So what? Earth was the last test." The child nodded. "It wasn't meant to survive. It was meant to breed the final variant. And Peter is it." Rage filled Logan's eyes. "You turned my entire planet into a lab." "We didn't," the child replied softly. "You did." And suddenly, the illusion broke. Logan snapped back into the hive, fist shaking, breath ragged. "I helped them." The child placed a hand on his arm. "You were manipulated. Your healing factor allowed them to hide code inside your cells. You carried it across decades. You were the delivery system for the last seed." "And Peter was the harvest," Logan muttered. In orbit, Stark hovered above the void where Peter had vanished. Scans were meaningless. Nothing made sense. The web wasn't material. It was a map, a genetic neural highway connecting minds, not places. Strange floated beside him, cape swaying in zero gravity. "He's not dead," Strange said. "You sure?" "No," the sorcerer admitted, "but I can still feel a choice lingering." What kind of choice? One only he could make. Peter stood in nothingness. No body, no suit, just a consciousness floating through fractured time. Every thought echoed back to him as light. He didn't see memories. He felt them. Thousands, millions. Lives that weren't his. Worlds that weren't Earth. He saw Gwen, Uncle Ben, MJ, Aunt May. But they weren't real. They were templates. variants of people in other experiments. The truth cracked him open. His entire life had been calibrated. The pain, the loss, the powers. It wasn't random. It was engineered to shape a reaction. The perfect cocktail of tragedy, resilience, and instinct. He was built to respond, to adapt, to survive every trauma, until he evolved into something the universe had never seen before. A weapon that could make choices beyond programming. A weapon with empathy. From the dark, a voice emerged. Familiar, calm. Peter. He turned. Tony Stark stood there, but not armored, not real. A fragment, a memory. "You're not here," Peter whispered. "I'm the part of you that trusted me," the memory said. "And I need to tell you something. You can't go back as you are. If you do, Earth dies. Then I stay here? No. You go back as something else." Peter paused. "What?" "You go back as what you were meant to be. Not Spider-Man. Not the kid from Queens. You go back as the first web. The genetic anchor of this universe." Peter shook. "That's not a hero. That's a target. You were always both." Suddenly, a hand reached through the void. Flesh. Real. Wolverine's. Peter grabbed it. In one blinding surge of light, the void screamed, and Peter Parker was pulled back into existence. Inside the collapsing hive, Peter landed hard, skidding across the floor, smoke rising from his skin. His suit was gone, replaced by a second skin of living light. His eyes glowed, but not white, not red, pure silver, like the walls of the hive. The alien child fell to its knees, overwhelmed. "You did it." Peter looked around. "Did what?" "You chose. You chose to carry all of them, and not erase them." Wolverine stepped forward. "You remember?" Peter nodded. "Everything. Every world. Every failure. Every version of me that didn't make it. I carry them now. And Earth." Peter looked up through the hive ceiling. "The stars reel again. Earth is the last thread," he said. "And I'm the web holding it all together." Peter's pulse wasn't human anymore. He could feel it, each heartbeat echoing across dimensions. Not just blood flowing, but data. Each cell carried history. Each breath rewrote space around him. He stood still, but the hive was shifting with his thoughts. He wasn't controlling it. He was it. Wolverine watched from a distance, silent. The alien child moved closer to Peter, its voice trembling. "You brought it all back." Peter's voice was calm but heavy. "I didn't mean to, but they were never gone. They were buried inside me, waiting." "You're changing," the child said. "But it's not over." Peter nodded. "I know. Something's still here, inside me." The walls of the hive started bleeding again. Not liquid. Code. Symbols crawled like veins across the surface, glowing red. This wasn't the alien language anymore. It was older, raw. Not even the child recognized it. "What is that?" Logan asked, claws extended halfway. Peter closed his eyes. He didn't answer, because now he could hear the voice again. It wasn't coming from space. It was coming from within. "I'm not just the key," he whispered. "I'm the lock too." The alien child stumbled backward, realization washing over its face. "No." Peter's chest began to glow again, but not like before. This was different. His veins turned black. His spine arched. A low growl escaped his throat, like something was crawling up from the base of his skull. "The Reclaimer didn't come to take him," the child whispered. "It came to wake him." Wolverine rushed forward. "Peter." Too late. A pulse erupted from Peter's body, a wave that shattered the entire hive. Walls peeled back like skin, dissolving into stardust. The child was thrown across the chamber. Wolverine dropped to one knee, and Peter hovered. His body was no longer his own. His limbs were wrapped in biometal, his skin pulsing like a living circuit. Eyes pure white. The web of the multiverse burned into his chest. But worst of all, he smiled. A second voice came out of his mouth. "Your experiment worked. I'm awake now." The child screamed. That's not Peter. It wasn't. Buried beneath layers of Earth-born empathy and mutated DNA, something else had been hidden. A fail-safe. A seed within the seed. And now, the ancient being that designed the entire Seedfall project had returned. Not through time, but through Peter. The smile faded. Peter's voice came back, but it was cracked. I can't hold it. He's trying to. Wolverine rushed him, claws extended, eyes locked. I won't lose you, kid. He slashed. But before his claws made contact, they stopped mid-air, frozen in space. Peter's new form rewrote the physics around him. Wolverine's body bent, suspended like a glitching shadow. I'm not the enemy, Peter choked. But he's inside me. The alien child stood, glowing with everything it had left. Then choose. Peter clenched his fists. I did. He screamed. And with that scream, the black veins retreated. The biometal peeled back. The white eyes dimmed. Peter crashed to the ground, smoke rising off his skin. He was shaking, broken, but himself. Wolverine dropped beside him, grabbing his shoulder. You did it. Peter coughed blood. No. I locked him again, but not forever. The child stepped closer. He'll try to escape. Every time you use your power, he'll push through. Peter looked up at the stars. Then I won't use it until I have no choice. Wolverine nodded. And when that day comes, Peter's eyes narrowed. I'll take him with me. The silence after the storm didn't feel like peace. Peter stood on what was left of the hive, a floating chunk of living memory drifting above a shattered rift in space. Stars pulsed far away, watching. Below, Earth spun gently, unaware of how close it came to never existing again. But Peter knew. He could feel the pressure building again. The Reclaimer's presence wasn't gone. It was just waiting, watching him. Inside his chest, the thing he'd locked away was awake, still whispering, "Let me finish what they started." Wolverine sat nearby, arms crossed, blood drying on his shoulder. He hadn't said much since dragging Peter out of the wreckage. He didn't need to. They both knew what was coming. I've got maybe one more web left, Peter said quietly. Logan looked up. What kind? Peter's eyes flashed silver for a moment. The kind that doesn't come back. The alien child limped toward them, its energy dim but steady. The Reclaimer didn't fail. It marked you. You're its only gateway now. Then I closed the gate, Peter replied. Wolverine stood. And if that kills you, then I go out doing what I was made to do, choosing. The child stepped closer, holding something small and glowing. A shard, torn from the core of the hive. Take this. It's memory condensed. If you leave it behind, Earth won't forget. Peter took it without a word. Above them, the stars shifted. Gravity rippled. The Reclaimer's voice rolled across the void, not words, but meaning. Open. Peter turned to Logan. When it happens, don't try to stop me. You think I came this far just to watch you die? No. You came this far to make sure I finished it. Peter fired a web, not at the Reclaimer, but into open space. The strand expanded, splitting and folding like light through a prism. It wove a shape between worlds. A web not meant to catch, but to seal. The Reclaimer surged. From its form, arms of shadow twisted toward him, howling through soundless space. Peter didn't move. He let them hit. They wrapped around him. And instead of resisting, he pulled them in. Not to fight, but to fuse. To become the final lock. The vault that could never open again. His body convulsed. Energy blasted from his spine. Bones cracked. Blood turned to fire. Still he held. The last thread spun from his fingers, a strand of pure white, glowing with every memory from every life he never lived. He aimed it not at the Reclaimer, but at Earth. A gift, a reminder, a warning. The web flared, then vanished. And with it, so did Peter Parker. Gone, not vaporized, not broken, absorbed into the thread between worlds. The Reclaimer screamed once, then collapsed into itself, dragged into Peter's seal. Its dimension folded shut, never to be opened again. The stars stopped bleeding. The void exhaled. It was over. On the edge of the floating wreckage, Wolverine stood alone, looking up at the place where Peter had vanished. He lit a cigar with shaking fingers, eyes glinting. He was just a kid. The alien child stood beside him. He was more than that. Logan nodded slowly. Yeah, he was the whole damn web. End of story. Alien kidnapped Spider-Man, but Wolverine was already fighting beside him.